Hi everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how I make popovers. I make popovers in a basic 6 muffin tin tray. This happens to be a dark coated one. Just to let you know, whenever you use dark coated pans, usually you lower the temperature because they absorb heat much more rapidly. And I grease and flour the pan, and I'm using bread flour. So if I'm not using a dark coated pan, I'll set the temperature to 450. Because I'm using a dark coated pan, I'm going to set my oven temperature to 425. Remember, you need to grease and flour the muffin tin, and I used Crisco solid shortening and bread flour. You're going to preheat your oven to 450 degrees, but if you're using a dark coated pan like I am, I set it to 425 degrees. The ingredients are really simple. This is 1 cup of bread flour that has been sifted with a ½ teaspoon of salt. I have 2 eggs that have been brought to room temperature that I'm just going to add. I have a 3/4 cup of whole milk that's brought to room temperature that I'm going to add, and 1/4 cup of water that I'm going to add. And now I'm going to combine all this with a whisk. This is how the batter will look, and it should be smooth. I divided the batter evenly in the 6 muffin tin. Now I'm going to place in the oven and bake for 40 minutes. Again, 425 because it's a dark pan, 450 if you're using a regular pan. This is how the popovers are looking. They're about halfway done. I have 20 more minutes to go. After 40 minutes, open the oven door and with a sharp knife, puncture the top of each popover. This will allow the steam to escape. This prevents the popovers from falling flat when they cool down. You're going to cook these popovers an additional 5 minutes. They are ready to take out of the oven, so let's see how they are doing. So far, they're not collapsing, so puncturing the top to let the steam out is probably a really good idea. Again, I lowered the temperature, and I did cut back the cooking time because I used a dark pan. If you're using a regular pan, it was 40 minutes. I cut it back to about 32 minutes, and then after I punctured them, left them in for another 5. Otherwise, you would do 40 minutes and leave it in for another 5. So I'll put all the instructions in the description link below. I'm going to let these cool down for about 5 to 10 minutes before I take them out of the pan. My husband took one out already. It stuck a little bit because he didn't allow it to cool down enough, but as you can see, I can lift them right out of the pan, and they have the hole at the bottom, and they're perfect. Just need to let them cool down and not be impatient. I'm also very gentle with them. When I do it, I use a very small spatula to release the edges and to go underneath it gently, and that really makes a difference whether you want to ruin the look of your popovers or not. A knife is much too sharp. Again, letting them cool down before you try to release them is a big positive. A large hole at the bottom of the popover is perfectly normal, and the lack of the hole does not affect the taste or texture of these popovers. They were perfect just the way they were. I tried a couple of popover recipes, and by far this one is the easiest. The only thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to monitor your own oven. I have a gas oven. Some people may use an electric oven, Everybody's oven is a little different. Mine reads one temperature, internally it reads another. So you just have to watch the popovers. Again, I'll give you the basic recipe in the description link, but there are some parameters that you'll just have to follow so to make them come out the way you want. And this is how they look. They came out really good. This is the best batch I have made, and I tried about 4 different recipes. If you happen to have any popovers left over for the next day, which I seriously doubt you will, here's a way to make them taste like they just came out of the oven. You preheat your oven to 475 degrees, place any of the leftover popovers on a baking tray, allow them to heat up for at least 3 to 5 minutes. And what I like to do is halfway through the heating cycle, I like to turn them over. They come out really nice and flaky, and the outside gets a nice little crispy texture to it, so you will think that they were just freshly made. So if you like this video, please give it a like, a share, thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time on Big City Girl, Small City Living. Bye.